Hi, I'm makeup artist Justin Tyme. Welcome back to Make Up Your Mind TV and this episode of Beauty History. This particular episode is very near and dear to my heart because I'm going to be talking about Tony and Tina Cosmetics. Tony and Tina was actually my very first job in the cosmetics industry, and I will never ever forget it, or the opportunities for learning experiences, management experiences, and just furthering my love of makeup and color. Now, Tony and Tina was founded in 1997 by Anthony Gill and Christina Borstein. These two were really just ahead of their time. If these two had started their business now, I think that Tony and Tina would actually be a leader in the cosmetics industry. These two, to look at them, they would basically be, lifestyle influencers. They were very much about just picturing what you want, about manifesting it, about listening to the energies around you. It was a cool concept. The entire line was focused on aromatherapy, color therapy, and energy healing. It was really neat. You could go to the counter and actually get your color chakra read. It was interesting. I remember at 18 years old going to a training for the line and them sitting us down and watching a video, and Tony and Tina were talking about where they wanted to go in their life and how they wanted to help create change, and they put everything they wanted into a thought bubble and threw it out over the ocean, and that manifested into becoming a line. At the time, no one had really heard about manifesting. It was like the early 2000s, and it just seemed pretty far out there. But now here we are in 2020, and people manifesting their dreams is actually something that you hear about every single second of every single day because of social media. Now, this line, like I said, was focused on energy healing, color healing, and aromatherapy. All of the products had really interesting smells. They made everything from lip glosses, fragrances, bath products. They all had the aromatherapy aspect to them, either sweet smelling, calming, things like that. I particularly really like the shower and bath gel that they made, and that huge variety of glitters. Now, if you were of a glitter loving age in the late 90s, early 2000s, you remember Tony and Tina because they had all the best glitters, all the most fun colors. I was a raver at that time, and Tony and Tina was just a staple in my everyday life. Now, one really interesting point of difference that Tony and Tina had was doing color chakra readings at the counter. It's something that I had never seen before, and honestly, I'd never seen it again. During the training, we're taught to take our hands, rub them together, really get the friction going. Now, while the client would be rubbing their hands together, creating static electricity, the sales associate or makeup artist himself would be placing color cards upside down so they couldn't see the color. They would, a certain amount of time, I don't remember what they had to do, but afterwards they would have to put their hands out and go along the different cards, and they would have to feel each one to see what kind of energy was pushed back through the card. Flipping the cards over for the ones that they felt the most connection with, that would help the makeup artist to then discern what kind of color to use on their lips, eyes, cheeks, etc., to help them with color therapy and uplifting their energy. This, combined with the aromatherapy factor, kind of created an awe-sensory experience with the makeup, really helping the wearer to just feel relaxed and empowered and beautiful. Tony and Tina was really ahead of their time in this way. I mean, again, I think that if an aromatherapy line came out right now that was all into chakras and color therapy and everything like that, it would be, maybe not $1 million idea, but it would definitely be cool. Kind of something I might think about involving an advocate. It's really neat. Tony and Tina, unfortunately, was bought out in the early 2000s, I believe around 2005, by the Cosmopolitan Group, and it was then phased out. For a long time, you could still find Tony and Tina products at, Marshall's, stores like that, TJ Maxx, all of the discount stores would have sets, just varying degrees of things that might have never even come out in a store. I didn't personally live near a Sephora, so I'm not sure what exactly Sephora had at that time. It was also during the very, very early stages of Sephora being in the United States. You can still actually find Tony and Tina online. Tony and Tina Cosmetics is still active. I see that there are a few of their products online. Years and years later, the company was kind of transformed again, this time even more focused on healing, spirituality, wellness, calmness, things of that nature, all within the lifestyle brand of calmness. It was like, believe cellulite creams, scrubs, body creams, things like that. Just more in line with the self-love portion of it and away from the color and perhaps the vanity portion of it. At least that's what I think that the two would be saying. So Tony and Tina was a really cool line. It was a really great experience for me getting to work for them. It taught me a lot about color theory, makeup artistry in general, sales, how to be personable, how to have a really fantastic bedside manner. And I made some really fantastic friends working at that counter that are still my friends now 20 years later. I'll always be grateful to Tony and Tina. And, who knows, maybe the line will relaunch. Their glitter eyeliners were just a thing of epic proportions. I can't believe I forgot to talk about them before we went out. They had these eyeliners that were like not only pigmented but filled with glitter. Some of them had more glitter than others. Like I remember I had this gunmetal black silver one that was literally just like chunky glitter to go across. It was so beautiful. But yeah, if you were a club kid, a party kid, or just somebody that appreciated color at that time, you'll definitely remember Tony and Tina. I hope this has been a nostalgic video for you, and if you're not somebody that's ever heard of the line before, go ahead and Google it. It was around really before the age of social media. The internet was still somewhat new at the time, so there aren't a whole lot of pictures available, but if you go on a deep dive, you'll definitely find some of them. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Make Up Your Mind TV Beauty History, and tune in next time for more fun history on cosmetic lines, makeup artists, and products themselves. Feel free to follow us on Instagram at Make Up Your Mind TV and myself at Justin Tyme Art. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and have a great day.